If you are looking to test for STIs in the comfort of your own home, look no further than FAMCA. Our test kits provide you with results in 15 minutes. Go to www.famca.co.za for safe, fast and discreet at-home STI test kits.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or are under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.
Her name was Lola, she was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress got down her leg.
It's time for Lola's lessons.
It's time for Lola's lessons.
Good evening, Lustfuls. Let's start off by mentioning the endorsement site. My friends at the Council of Fantasy. The Council of Fantasy is a lifestyle-orientated community catering for BDSM, lifestylers, and those that are somewhat in between. We host events in all spectrums in a safe, sane, and consensual way. We are all-inclusive, and the only shame we shame is shame itself. You guys can find us at www.counciloffantasy.co.za. We host workshops, we make friends, and the community is ever growing. Listen, if you aren't part of the Council of Fantasy, if you aren't part of the community, I mean, where are you even? Come out underneath that rock you've been living under, yes? Before we go any further, Lola would love to mention that my fantastic hotness co-host Holly Valencia has embarked on a magazine journey, yes? They've created a new lifestyle-orientated magazine called Taboo. You guys can find the link to download this lifestyle-orientated magazine and go and read it, guys. I've actually read it a couple of times now because, listen, I don't have anything else to do during the day. And it's really an interesting magazine. I mean, it's focused on learning. It's focused on all of the newbies and creating experiences. So grab your link to download the magazine from Holly Valencia's link tree that we will be posting throughout the evening on the actual app. And then, of course, this evening we are broadcasting from Nexus because the beautiful Bella is my host, is my guest this evening. Nexus is the House of Nexus offers upmarket private suites for those intimate occasions where you aren't able to host. Bookings are always discreet, and their guest privacy would be of paramount importance to them. They're situated in Midrand and open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rooms are charged at 400 Rand for the first 2 hours and 50 Rand per hour thereafter. Listen, Lola loves a bargain, and this is damn well a bargain. Let me tell you guys. For bookings, you guys can contact the beautiful Bella on 064-656-2207. Let me repeat that, 064-656-2207. And please, guys, only during office hours. I mean, the beautiful Bella needs her rest too, right? So, contact Bella for your intimate moments, and then you guys can thank me later. This evening we're broadcasting from Nexus because Bella is my guest, right? Hello. On the episode Sextingly Stimulating. But before we go to that, let me greet my hotness of a co-host, Holly Valencia. Hey, Holes.
Hello, darling. How are you?
You know what? I was nervous coming in, but now I'm feeling like fit as a fiddle and very excited because I love talking sexting.
And I think, just the sound of my voice is soothing to you.
I mean, I feel relaxed already, right?
Oh, we've got this, girl. Don't you worry. Let's talk about sexting, darling.
Bella,
Yes.
good evening, beautiful.
Hello.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, Bella.
Hi, Hole.
Did you dress up for me, baby?
Always.
I mean, I'm so lucky. Listen, Holly.
You can't
know me and my
see
ladies,
me.
right?
I dressed up as well.
You did. We got to get a video stream in here, right? I mean, we're losing out.
Yeah, we gotta do that. I think so. I'm wearing pink today.
You are?
You're wearing pink.
Pretty in pink.
I never wear pink. Lola's signature look is
yeah,
black
we
on
are
black on
wearing
black.
black.
I know. It's black as my soul.
Everyone else wears black.
Bling, though.
I know. You look hot in bling. Listen, Bella's
Points
beautiful.
for bling.
Me and
beautiful.
Me and my pretty ladies, right? Bella is just beautiful. I'm sorry. My best babe, Bella. So, Bella, this evening we're talking about sexting. What do you know about sexting, honey?
Nothing. That's why I'm here.
Oh, really?
I suck at sexting. Seriously, I suck at sexting. That's why I'm here.
I mean, you're
Have
gonna
you
learn.
tried?
Have you?
Yes.
Have you tried it?
Of course I have.
Have you gotten a couple of dicks?
Okay,
I've lived.
wait. No, if you've tried, tell us a little bit about, what have you said?
Well,
Because you say you know
there's
nothing, but give us an idea.
Okay, there's two different types of sexting, right? So there's the random people that you sext with that I'm really not good at. But then there's your own partner that you sext. If they're away, look, my partner and we are together 24/7. But then if he's ever away on business trips or whatever, then yes. And then it's almost like a build-up to him coming home. So
Ooh la la.
yes, so there things get really hot. But random sex, no, I can't. I think I lose interest. My mind wanders. No, really, I can't.
So you're very much like Lola there, because the slightest bit of ADHD, right?
Yes.
I mean, yes,
Gone,
snap.
yeah. But you see, the thing is also, when you're sexting with somebody that you know intimately, you know what buttons to press, you know how they think, and you know how to stimulate their mind.
What to turn on for them.
So yes, exactly. So that flows, But with a random, no. Send me a dick pic and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that?
I'm happy.
Ooh,
and then if you
I'm the
ask,
opposite.
and then you ask, well, what am I supposed to do with that? They say anything you like, and I'm like, okay, click delete.
That's hilarious. I must mention to the listeners, for those of you who listened to the first season, we've got another guest, just sitting there in the corner, smiling.
Probably sexting.
I mean, probably sexting. Devilish Diva. I mean, you can't hear us.
Oh, there we are.
But we can hear you. Well, we can hear you. So don't you just want to say hi to the listeners while you're chatting away on SH's pool?
Hello, everyone.
Devilish joined us this evening. She can possibly chime in every now and again, because I know that one knows about sexting, yes?
And I'm dying here, I can't keep quiet.
So, also, I mean, you've got an OnlyFans, right? So you must know a little bit about sexting. Let's hear from you. What do you perceive as a successful sexting session?
Well, I'm very much into financial domination and female domination type sexting. And I also, you guys are like, oh my gosh, what must I do with this dick pic? I'm like, send me that dick pic. I love me a dick pic. I love dick pics. I love to, I have a collection of dick pics. I like to compare them,
I want to know, have you got a folder in your gallery called DP for dick pics?
I do. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't put it past you, honestly.
I really do. And I have them labeled and named. I'm like, and I have them rated as well. I'm sorry, guys. If you don't like a dick pic, I don't know. I love me a dick pic. There's no click delete here. There's as long as.
Okay, I know what to do with them from now
getting
on.
carried away.
I'm sending them to you.
So guys,
Please do.
let's just be mindful of the Poppy Act. We can't be sharing media nilly with
No, but I mean, if it's just a dick, it doesn't have a personality.
It doesn't have a personality.
It's just, it could be a plant. It doesn't, it's just, you know what I'm saying?
It's an attachment.
It's an attachment, exactly.
Okay, so before
So
we get
for me-
to... Sorry,
Yeah.
yours. Y'all go
Carry on.
first. Mm-hmm.
No, I was going to say, like, for me, sexting it's quite a sexy thing, and I enjoy doing it, and I really enjoy the female domination side of it. So we can get into that in a bit, but for me, that's the kind of sexting I thoroughly enjoy, and that I only do on my VIP OnlyFans page.
So tell us a bit more about your VIP OnlyFans page. Do you have any like regular subscribers? I suppose you call them subscribers, right? That you have interactions with?
Yes, I've got thousands and thousands. Like my VIP page is like it's 2.3 top 2.3% internationally, and probably going to be at top 1.9% in the next who knows how long couple of months.
Oh wow!
Well, after this, it's not going to take months. Everybody's going to be submitting their DP CVs.
Listen, you need to be careful because DP means something else as well.
I
hey?
know. I know that.
And you need to also understand that my preference is not DP, it's DVP.
What is DVP? Let's speak about this acronym.
Double vaginal penetration.
Oh wow! Okay, I mean, I'm out of my depth here.
Out of your depth. It's hard work to get me to that point, but when you get me to that point, oh my gosh, I want it. There's so many videos that I have. There's so many videos on my OnlyFans.
So if DVP, double vaginal penetration, and then the DP
is deep. It's like double penetration.
In the vajayjay and the bum bum.
Okay, so it's like, what did they say? You know, I've never forgotten this. I saw this on. Oh, it was one of the series that were all the girls in the jail. Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
Yes, I saw this on there. Oh God, that was
I'm good at trivia. Yes.
Yeah, aren't you just? And the one, and I'll never forget. It was one in the pink, one in the stink.
Oh my God!
And that's it. Yes, it stuck with me.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Anyway.
So when it comes to sexting, Bella,
yes.
I mean, say your partner has to be like he had a full-time job, right? Because I know what your partner does. So you around your partner most of the time, right? So say, for instance, let's create a scenario where your partner now has a normal 8 to 5 job. Yeah. And I mean, you're a housewife, you're sitting here alone at Nexus with all of this, like, sexiness when it comes to your surroundings, because I mean everybody knows Nexus is sexy, right? So you're feeling a little bit frisky, your partner is all the way at work, and you pick up your phone and you're like, hey partner, how do you start that conversation? Do you know how?
Oh, I can tell you if you don't.
That's what we're getting at.
You would probably start with, I was thinking about you and seeing you tonight. That would be like the opening line.
Okay.
Probably.
I mean, that's very vanilla for you, Bella, but okay.
I know, but that's how you start.
Okay.
So you're just opening the door, and then you carry on from there.
Okay. Hans, what is your first bit of advice for the listeners and for Bella?
I'm naked right now, and I'm thinking about you.
I mean, that's another side of the spectrum. You just jump right in and be like, bam! I'm hot and horny. Are you?
Are you? And if you're not, what is it going to take me to get you there?
I mean, yes, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start off with something for maybe the older generation when it comes to sexting, and then we move on to the hot and horny young ones that are just going to jump into it, right? So, Devilish Diva is saying you got to start with a sexy picture. I don't think it has to be an image itself, but creating an image in somebody's mind. I mean, that is what sexting is essentially all about, right? You got to create this image in whoever's reading in their minds of something spectacularly arousing.
Yes.
That's what sexting is in my mind. I mean, it doesn't have to be pictures. Yes, a lot of people would sext with pictures, but creating a fantasy world for those people that like reading, right? Everybody always says that the book is better than the
Yes,
movie.
than the movie.
Why? Because you've got your imagination. This is where sexting becomes primal to enhancing your intimate relationship. And for those people that struggle with their intimate relationship and that struggles with intimacy, for all those listeners, that want to enhance their sex within their relationship, sexting is going to be such a prime piece of equipment for them to use if it is used right. So say, for instance, you and your partner aren't used to sexting and your partner's going to get a heart attack when you start sending him pictures of your boobs. What do you do then?
I've got a very simple answer to that. So you can start off very light and innocent and be like, I saw a girl or a guy in a movie that kind of looks like you and is super hot, but you're way hotter.
I mean, I like that. Yeah.
That's so innocent. It's like so innocent. Oh, you're way hotter. And then the girl will respond and go, oh my gosh, thank you. Then you can take the conversation from there.
You know what I wouldn't like if somebody wants to sex with me personally? Like that opening line of, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
Immediate turn off.
Yeah.
Immediate turn off.
You have to build up to it.
Don't ask me what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm wearing clothes. What the fuck are you wearing?
No, because then you're going to force me to lie and
Exactly.
make it sound like, oh, I'm wearing lingerie. I'm not. I'm in sweats and a t-shirt.
I mean, even if
you got to pay me for that shit. Okay?
I mean, create your OnlyFans then, right? I mean, I can hire OnlyFans.
Guys, just they're lining up on my OnlyFans.
Okay, so but also, even if you are in your gown and your bloody ugly nighties and your slippers and your hair's a mess, you still create
And your granny panties.
And your granny panties, right? Your partner doesn't need to know. It's all about creating that idea, creating the image of something sexy and something arousing. So starting off with something light and smooth, going like, I've really missed you today, and I miss like having you around me and having your hands on me. That's always a good start. So then you progress, and your partner's replied, and you can see like, okay, your partner might be slightly interested because he's replied in a fun and funky way, right? And we don't know what the reply is, but nevertheless, you progress and you say, you know what, I've decided I'm feeling slightly kinky. What are you doing lunchtime? Do you just fall into it and say, what are you doing lunchtime? Send me a dick pic? Or do you like create a little bit more of an ambiance going further?
I think there needs to be a bit more banter.
Yeah, I also think so.
So
you need to build up to that. If you get to the intimate part, it's like, oh, I'm going to be doing this. Oh, with what? Show me.
That's where the photos come in, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, this is prime time. It doesn't need to be like a build up to having sex eventually when your partner comes home or when you guys are eventually together. But it can also be in masturbation, but like a build up for masturbation.
Sure.
I mean,
and if it's mutual,
exactly,
then it's even better. Yeah.
And I mean, for those guys that are in long distance relationships, this is also going to be prime, right?
I was gonna get to that. So for me, it's so much naughtier when my husband's away and he travels a lot and he's out of contact a lot. So like that contact with him, sending him a naughty picture here or there of me hooking up with whoever, or even by myself, that's hot. By the time he comes back, he's like, oh yeah, baby, I'm totally into that.
I mean, I like that too, because at the end of the day, once you've built it up to such a high expectation, and you guys do want to like jump on a video call, then I mean, why not? It's with your partner.
Yeah.
And also, like we heard with the episode on our toy episode with Miss Carmen Ellie, you get toys now. Did you know, Bella? You get toys that work with apps.
Oh, yes.
That your partner can log into.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I mean, if your partner then goes during the sexting session, hey, listen, beautiful Bella, go grab that little application toy of ours and insert and like
I
giving
have
you the
one.
password, right? I mean, what's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And it's sexy. I think in today's day and age, how many couples really have that connection of being able to communicate? Because technology's taken over, hasn't it?
True, but then use it. Use it to your advantage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, technology
Exactly.
doesn't need to be
Yeah.
your nemesis, right? I mean,
And
it
I
can be
think
something beautiful.
a lot of couples that don't have that or have lost that connection, it's easier for them to communicate in this way rather than face to face.
Absolutely.
Because you're not as shy, you don't have all your inhibitions. So use it. Technology's there, use it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And
taken
also,
over.
it can also be like fantasy driven in a sense,
Yes.
because you don't have to be who you are. So we have this thing that we say like
Role
sometimes
play.
life gets.
I love it.
Yes. So we say sometimes life gets in the way. So you've got kids, you've got work, you've got stress, you've got family, you've got whatever drama is going on in your life. So the sexual intimacy isn't always there, because what we say, my partner and I, is sometimes life gets in the way. So you can't be sexy and naughty all the time.
True.
But now you have this opportunity to have a little naughty chat, even if something else is going on in the background. You can still be like sending a naughty message here or there, and then it can develop into something, so that life doesn't always get in the way.
You know what I found personally, right? And when it comes to sexting, it's sometimes very difficult because it feels forced in a sense, right? Sometimes it feels forced.
Yeah.
So it's always easier to start speaking in erotic language and in erotic tongue when you're feeling a little bit aroused yourself. Yeah. So maybe start by looking at something sexy, a couple of photos of your partner, even
I agree.
Light vanilla pornish, go and Google a couple of images. Some people don't like watching porn videos, but like get yourself into the space and the mindset of arousal, and then you'll see that your words and your chatter and your banter flows a lot easier.
Yeah, true.
I just need to say, if anybody feels uncomfortable watching porn videos, do not join my VIP fans page, because they are there. All of them.
I mean, there we go. Like I've told Holly myself, right, personally, I'm not a fan of porn. I've never really liked porn that much. So I wouldn't watch porn. I don't need porn to get aroused, right? Yeah. But for some people, they do need that little bit of a kick up the bum just to be slightly, above normally aroused, and then, the sexting would be easier. Sorry, I still can't watch your porn, my baby.
Oh, babes, I don't expect you to. I know there's thousands of other people watching me. In fact, it's over 1 million people now, so whatever.
Goodness gracious. I mean, you must be good. Also, I've seen your body and you're smoking hot, so I'm not surprised.
Thank you, darling. I just shag it. I just have sex and the cameras roll, and sometimes it finds its way online.
Sometimes it finds its way online. Like very innocent.
It's
right?
the truth. It's so innocent.
Holly
It's
Valencia,
sex positive. I'm just living my life.
Holly Valencia, koi doesn't suit you.
Oh, I want to say something. I do want to say something like sexting in like the swingers context. I find that a little bit tedious. Like if it doesn't develop into something, it's like a sure sign of like a cyber wanker. You know what I mean? Like you want to know it's going to turn into something. It's like what you were saying earlier about the dick pics, like just receiving a random dick pic. I want to know, like, it's got the opportunity to go somewhere if I'm going to be sexting with you. And, there generally is an opportunity. So either it is there or it isn't,
Absolutely. I agree with that. But who could also give us a little bit of more insight into
Oh,
it?
yes, let's listen, Devilish.
Yes, would possibly be Devilish. But while I get her set up, I'm just going to give her some earphones and tell her to connect her phone with it. And then she can possibly give us like a little bit of insight. Because you know what? On SH, they've got this little thing, like this little chat site, right? Which is called
Yes,
Cool.
I love it.
So, I mean, a lot of sexting goes down there, guys. Goshness. Have you seen, Bella?
No.
Have you not been
I
on
love
no,
Swinging Heaven.
I've been on 2 or 3 times, and every time I go, this is, what do they call it, the pool or something?
Yeah, the pool. That's
Okay.
it. Exactly.
The pool, yeah.
And then
the pool.
suddenly I've got all these ding, 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 dings at the bottom. And I'm like,
Yes.
Oh, because you get individual messages.
Yeah, what's happening? There's too many. I don't know what to do. And I get flustered and then I'm gone.
So you need to. I'll tell you what to do. I'll give you a suggestion. Go and look at each of the profiles and then decide which one you want to chat to.
Have you got a single female profile though, Bells?
Obviously, I'm single female.
That's possibly why. So as soon as you're a pink profile, then texting gets insane. Gosh.
But you see, this is the thing. I don't know if I want to talk individually to people. I would rather just be in the pool and chat to everybody.
So then you just turn
Yeah,
your
well
PMs off.
that's your then you exactly.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll teach you. Don't worry. After this, I'll show you.
Devilish, you'll have to show me.
All the lessons you need.
I mean, exactly. There we go. You can. Devilish can give us all the lessons we need because we all know
Oh
Devilish.
yes, of course.
Devilish is one of SH Global administrators. So while we wait for her, Bella, do you want to know whose dick pic you're receiving, or do you mind random dick pics overall?
I don't want any of them.
You don't want any of them?
She doesn't want them. No, she doesn't want them.
You don't like.
Did you hear?
No, I was busy with fiddling with the technology in the background when you guys were having this conversation.
I'm on various chat groups, and we have Woolly Wednesdays.
That is my favorite day of the week.
Oh, yes. So those are fine because those are attached to people that I know, you know, and we normally have a lot of banter and that's fine. But if it's just, look, my phone number's like everywhere.
I mean,
okay?
I know, yeah.
So I get
of
and
course.
I don't know who this thing belongs to.
Does the dick belong to a dick, or is it somebody that you would like to bong?
But you see, this is the thing. Because if you're just going to send me a dick pic without a hello, without anything, and what makes men do that? I don't get it.
I mean, this is something that we really need to touch on because when I used to be on SH, right, and I used to go into the pool quite frequently, right? This is actually where I met Devilish.
Yeah.
No, you can call in. Yeah, call in and then I'll just accept you, but mute yourself for now until I call you in. There we go. Okay, so Devilish is set up. We can hear from her in a couple of minutes. But this used to be a constant issue amongst, the pool chatters. It's like you would just get. So you need to mute them. And then if you
what's happening?
There we go. And then if you
just
going
get
to talk, you'll
spammed
need
by
to
dick
get.
pics. Yeah.
You'll need to go outside. There we go. Okay. So if you go into the pool, right, especially as a single female, you would get random dick pics, and I don't know why it is. I don't know what most men find so arousing sending their
Can I
own
tell
photos.
you what's arousing?
You need to invite one or two and ask them.
Like, why are you sending me a photo of your cock? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
I'm sorry, guys. It's completely different for me. I'm like, I want to know what that looks like to see if I want it inside me. Let's see first, and then let's have the conversation.
I mean, I like that, right? That makes perfect sense to me. Because, yes, I want to know, like, who am I speaking to? Is the dick attached to a dick? Or is it somebody that...
That's what I needed to think. That's what I immediately think. This must be a dickhead.
So
because that's all there is.
Exactly. So, guys, it is a dick move to send a photo of your dick for no bloody reason, right? Devilish, are you here, baby?
Unless it's coming to
closer
me.
to the mic. There we go. Hi, welcome. And I know this is completely, unscripted, but this is what we love about Lola's lessons, right? Unscripted, unplanned. I mean, it's raw, live, and real. So, hi, Devilish. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Devilish.
Hello.
So, I want to know, have you been sitting, there in the corner, sexting on SH as we were busy with the live stream?
She's always sexting.
No. Holly.
Oh, babe, last time I saw you, you didn't even look at me in the eyes for 1 second. You spent the entire time sexting.
Listen, Holly, why are you calling me out like that?
Oh, no, I'm just saying that's a thing. It's hot. If that's your thing, let it be your thing. No
What did I
judgment
say?
here.
I love sending my boob pictures to, random strangers.
You do?
You see, now why is that a problem? And why is that not a problem? But
I would
sending a
rather
dick
get
pic
boob
is.
pics.
Because my boobs look much better than a dick.
Wait, Bella, you saying you would rather get boob pics than
That's your
dick pics?
opinion.
Boobs are pretty.
I mean, boobs are pretty. Yeah, you know what? Bella has a nice saying, right? You buy from the waist down.
No, I'm buy from the waist
From
up.
the waist up.
Waist up. From the waist
I'm
up.
buy from the waist up.
Yeah.
Like that.
So
I actually really like that comment because it's very important for people to understand bi on different levels. So you can be bi from the waist up and bi all round, or bi only from the waist down. Some people, like guys, for example, sorry, I know I'm getting into this, but some guys don't like to kiss. But they don't mind being bi from the waist down. So it's important for people to differentiate the two. So Bella, I love that you mentioned that term.
Also, we gotta keep in mind that you don't necessarily need to be bi. You can be hetero-flexible.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
I mean, bi obviously means something completely different than hetero-flexible. But before we get into like all
Back
of these
to the topic.
definitions, let's go back to the
labels
sexting topic.
confuse me.
So, Devilish, give us some insight into. I mean, you are a wealth of knowledge when it comes to just general chatter amongst the swingers themselves when it comes to, you know, the pool and the interactive live chat sites. Tell us what happens there.
There's definitely a lot of flirting that goes on, and in the pool itself, pictures are not allowed. So if you do want pictures, exchange pictures and take flirting to the next level, then you've got to take it to a PM.
Okay.
And in Bella's case, if she doesn't like receiving PMs and dick pics, she can turn off the option to receive pictures.
Exactly.
And you can turn off the option to receive PMs as well. This is just
Good to know.
the SH pool chat. Yes.
So when
Look,
you
honestly, like unsolicited dick pics are a bit of a grey area.
Yes.
I mean, like in real life, someone doesn't just like walk into the bar and pull out his
Yes.
Exactly,
out of his trousers. You know what I mean?
Also,
so
that
it's a
would
bit of a. You first need to introduce yourself. Like I think that would be the way to start. Like,
but also
hey.
public indecency is illegal, guys. So please don't be doing that.
Oh,
Also,
yes,
don't try it.
don't be doing that.
Look, I think we got to be mindful of the fact that it is still, you know, it's 2023. There's something like the Poppy Act. There's something like, you know, privacy and confidentiality when it comes to sharing media.
Absolutely.
And also resharing. So be mindful of who you share it to, who you send it to. I know there's a couple of forums, especially WhatsApp groups, that people are using now to get their flirt on and to get their sex on. Guys, send your images on a one-time view. Watermark your images. Make sure that you aren't a victim, right, of all of these media, like,
Don't show your face.
posts. Yeah, don't show your face. But even if you don't show your face, like, I wouldn't
Oh,
want
you can see my face.
I wouldn't want to log on to X Hamster, right, and see photos of my body, whether my face is in them or not. I mean, those are my photos. Those are my private photos. There's a reason why these things are illegal. So, okay, that's when you sex with somebody, or that's when you're sending and sharing media up and down with somebody that isn't your partner. But for all of the monogamous listeners, you can still use sexting as a form to enhance your intimate relationship. Like we said earlier, don't be scared of technology. Before technology completely ruins relationships as we know them, as we've come to know them, let's not allow it to do that. Let's embrace technology and use it to enhance our relationships. I mean, there's no harm in that, right?
True.
Ladies?
True. Use it. Yeah.
So guys, I'm going to go to a quick commercial break, okay, and I say commercial break because there's new commercials being lined up on Lola's Lessons. If you guys do want to advertise on Lola's Lessons, there's always the
Advertise,
option.
guys, advertise.
Exactly. It just allows us to give you guys better episodes with better sound quality
Exactly.
and better streaming quality, right? Also, it allows us
We
to
need new equipment.
We don't need the equipment, we've got the equipment, but an upgrade every now and again.
We want an upgrade, darling.
Also, I mean, I got to cater for Joburg, right? Because Lola's in Joburg. And I got to cater for Cape Town. Because, I mean, I can't let Holly cater for herself. It's just unfair.
And we have guests in Cape Town as well.
I mean, we've got guests in Cape Town, exactly. So when we come back, we'll hear a little bit more from Devilish and from Bella. When it comes to Bella, so I need you to think, what else do you need training on so that Lola and Holly can train you? So we're going to be the teachers this evening. I think that's fair, right?
I love to teach.
In my defense, can we just train the people sending the messages? Because my worst,
Devilish like giggling there.
my worst is when I get a message and all it says is, hey.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Hey.
Oh, my. Oh, wait, I have another another one. How are you doing? Please don't ask me how I'm doing. I'm always okay.
Yes.
Like, don't ask me how I'm doing. I'm always okay.
I've absolutely got to interrupt there and agree with you. So I think you see me quite often in the pool, and even in the pool, if you ask me how are you, I don't answer the question. Because if I say to you, I'm not okay, what the fuck are you going to do? Are you going to fix me up?
Exactly.
Like, are you going to send me flowers and chocolates? No. So don't worry about my well-being, you know.
Guys, you can't make this shit up. Only on Lola's lessons.
I really, guys, don't ask me how I'm doing.
Yes.
Please, just let's get straight into it.
Look, like I said, you can't make this shit up, guys. Only on Lola's lessons. When we come back, more on sexting with Bella, Bills, and a little bit from Devilish Diva.
Woohoo!
Stay tuned, guys.
Of your own home. If you are looking to test for STIs in the comfort of your own home, look no further than Famca. Our test kits provide you with results in 15 minutes. Go to www.famca.co.za for safe, fast and discreet at-home STI test kits.
You gotta be jumping jack. Jump on in, jump in. When you hit the dance floor, you gotta be jumping jack. Jump on in, jump in. Like a wild train rolling right off your track. Whoa, whoa, you just can't stop like it. Like a wild train rolling right off your track. Whoa, whoa, watch it, watch it.
I said do want.
Said skid along, dude, don't skid on bim bang. Skid along, dude, don't skid on bow. Zid one down, two down, skid on bim bang. Zid scat down, two down, skid on bow. When you hit the dance floor, you gotta be jumping jack. Jump on it, jump it. When you hit the dance floor, you gotta be jumping jack. Jump on it, jump it. Like a wild train, roll right off your track. Whoa, whoa, you just can't stop like it. Like a wild train, roll right off your track. Whoa, whoa, watch it, watch it.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.
If you are looking to test for STIs in the
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.
If you are looking to test for STIs in the comfort of your own home, look no further than FAMCA. Our test kits provide you with results in 15 minutes. Go to www.famca.co.za for safe, fast and discreet at-home STI test kits.
Welcome back, Lustfuls, to Lesson 4 in Semester 2 of Lola's Lessons. Let me just remind our listeners that this evening we are broadcasting from Nexus because the beautiful Bella is my guest host this evening on air. The House of Nexus offers an upmarket private suites for those intimate occasions where you are unable to host yourself. Bookings are always discreet and with their guests' privacy being of paramount importance to them. Situated in Midrand and open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rooms are charged at 400 Rand for the first 2 hours and 50 Rand per hour thereafter. Guys, listen, everybody knows Lola loves a good deal and that's a damn good deal. Best you guys get booking. For bookings, contact the beautiful Bella on 064 656 2207. That is 064 656 2207. Beautiful Bella. During office hours. Listen guys, remember, she has a life too, right? She's not just there to be listening to your bookings at 11 p.m. at night. Please don't text her or message her or phone her that time of the evening when you want to get your free con. Hottie Holly Valencia, are you there, co-host? Holes, we can't hear you. But that's fine. While we're waiting for Holly to sort out her technical difficulties, I'm going to go to my beautiful guest this evening, Bella, my best babe.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking sexting this evening, right?
Right.
So
you're putting me on the spot now. What?
I'm putting you on the spot all the time. I mean, that's what it's like being live and real and raw. On air with Lola and Holly Valencia on Lola's Lessons. What do you know about, for those that have just joined us, and I mean, we've got a live listener stream of 450 at the moment. That's astronomical, right?
Yeah.
So for those listeners that have just joined in, what do you know about sexting, Bella?
I know you probably should do that, but you should be mindful of who you do it with. That's what I think.
That's right, exactly.
Say no sound.
There we go, we've got sound with Holly Valencia now.
Goodness.
Hello,
welcome back,
Goodness. So I just wanted to say earlier that you keep forgetting about the awesome parties at Nexus. Like we were just reminded by one of our listeners that you keep forgetting to mention the awesome parties that happen at Nexus. You're only mentioning the room.
Yeah, so Holly had a chance, right? She had a ample opportunity to give me her advertisements, and she gave me advertisements of the rooms. I don't think she wants to advertise.
Oh, you're talking about bells. Okay, got you.
So there's a reason, and we discussed this during the first season, right? When we had Bella on
We can discuss it again.
Yeah, when we had Bella on for the Sex Fest episode. I think that was episode 4, if I'm not mistaken. It was episode 4 then, and it's 4 now. Yes, right? Look at that.
And 4 is a lucky number.
And 4 is exactly. I mean, angel numbers and all that. So we discussed it in the first season, and the reason therefore is, look, Nexus is a very tight-knit community, and all of the members and attendees for all of these parties are vetted. So it's no use really we advertise, and referred. So it's no use really we advertise these parties because you got to know somebody to know somebody that knows somebody
to know somebody
to come to one of these parties. They don't just allow anybody and everybody in. You got to really.
And that's why it's so important to mention it.
Yeah, so it's very much a via referral, and that's possibly. Bella, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's true. We don't allow strangers because it changes the whole vibe. Our vibe here is very friendly, very open. Everybody's very comfortable. The minute you add in a different element, it just changes the whole vibe. So we don't allow strangers. So stranger danger,
Exactly.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, stranger danger. So you need to know someone and be referred by someone. So if you want to come to Nexus, get out there and start meeting people, and have somebody refer you.
Yeah, so and I assume that's why you decided or opted not to advertise the events and the parties and Nexus rather than the rooms. Look, the rooms, and we had a tour of the rooms a few weekends ago by my friend.
They're beautiful.
Right? I mean, those rooms are luxurious. All of them are en suite. They are absolutely beautiful. The beds are to die for. I mean, there's a shower, there's a bath, there's air conditioning. It's such a beautiful room, obviously, for those intimate moments. And also, like you were explaining to us, Bells, a little bit earlier, is the fact that these rooms aren't just for, like, hookups, right? I mean, there are people that have married couples that need to get away from home, get away from their kids for a while, get away from life, right?
We have monogamous couples that come just for to get as a getaway. As a getaway. You know, it's like their date day.
I
mean, instead of a date night, they have a date day.
That's great.
Or they have a play day, you know.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to make a noise, and people make a noise, you can't do it with kiddies at home or
and
or
nosy
the domestic or the whatever.
Exactly.
Or the noisy neighbor syndrome.
Nosy neighbors. I mean, especially most people stay in complexes nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the rooms are, or your houses, you share a wall, so it's not always possible. And also, like you guys can start your sexting before coming to Bella's for a room, right?
Correct.
I mean, you guys can get it get it hot under the collar before coming for your booked room.
So our listener has apologized and agreed that, oops, my bad, sorry for asking.
No, that's quite all right. No, that's good. That's good. Don't worry.
Yeah. We also have the dashing diva herself, Devilish, from season 1 on air with us this evening. I mean, she's come with me because she's my best friend. And she was sitting there in the corner looking very lonely. So I
thought I was your best friend.
I mean, okay, let's not put Lola on the spot. Also, I kind of always tell Bella that she's my best babe. So, I mean,
you're complicating things, love.
Bella doesn't get jealous. It's fine.
Oh, look at you.
There's enough of Lola to go around.
There is, right? I mean, I've got
There is.
Like voluptuous personalities. Devinish, how are you this evening, madam?
I'm good.
Also, did you dress up for me, baby?
She did. Have you seen?
Every single time.
I mean,
she never doesn't dress up.
Dashing. Honestly, she's always in heels.
Yeah.
I've taken my heels off now while broadcasting. That's just a feel, and that's my vibe for this evening. I want to be comfortable because I'm in the presence of greatness, guys. It's Bella and Devilish in studio with Lola this evening. We're broadcasting from Nexus. And we are chatting about sexting. Holly, before we went to break, you were telling us about your OnlyFans and how you have certain avenues of sexting that you mostly focus on, right? Also, before I go to that, let me just say hi to KB, our social manager. Thank you, KB.
Thank you, KB.
Doing such an amazing job, sharing all of the links and sharing all of the adverts on the app this evening. Devilish, you are in charge of running the administration side of SH when it comes to the pool chatter and all of the other fancy things, right? Tell us what you see on the pool. How many people really sext in the open pool, right, where everybody can see?
I don't really think it's sexting. It's a lot of flirting.
Yeah.
Sexting, I think it's quite personal and intimate. This is an opinion. So I think people take it into private chats. But if you know me, then you know I'm a flirt. So I'm always there flirting. You know, sex positivity. There's always a lot of flirting, though. And then obviously that's a stepping stone to the sexting. So you've got to flirt. You've got to see if there's some sort of spark with the persons, you know. And take it from there. So that's a good stepping stone.
So I think you touched on something very important, right? And that's the thing. I think a lot of people within their intimate relationships, a lot of couples, especially couples that have been together for a long term. I'm speaking about your monogamous couples, right? So your monogamous couples that have been together long term, I'm talking 10 plus years. What is the one thing that is always like the major cornerstone of problems, right? It starts with you've forgotten to flirt.
Yes.
Why? Because you get used to one another, right? It becomes a problem.
Life gets in the way.
Exactly. Flirt with your partner. And if you can't flirt like in communication face to face, then use technology. Use technology. Pick up that phone. use your WhatsApp, use your Telegram or whatever people use lately, and start flirting with your partner before you start texting. Start flirting with your partner and see how that progresses to the next level. So obviously once you start flirting, you start feeling a little bit hot underneath the collar, and then things naturally progress. Then it doesn't feel and seem so forced. Or what would you say, Holes?
I would say, that's 100% on point.
Bella, how do you feel about flirt? Do you still flirt with your partner?
No, flirting. I love flirting. Flirting, I'm a born flirter. I can flirt with the best.
And touching.
Yes. No, I'm a very touchy-feely person. So, flirting, I can flirt. But when it comes to because there's a difference between flirting and banter and sexting. Sexting, you're getting into the intimate. It's almost like, you know what? It's almost like sex. You have the foreplay,
which would be the flirting,
which would be like, and then you have the actual act of penetration, and that's where the sexting comes in.
And that's where you guys can obviously go over to video calls, yes?
Yeah, you could start with something as simple as if you were here, I'd be stroking your hair, but I'd rather be stroking something else. It's simple stuff. It doesn't have to be like too raunchy.
Vulgar,
you can start off light. No, you can start off light and then take it to the next level.
I mean, a moth just flew into me. It's a moth, and can I tell you that's the death of me? I can't deal with a moth.
It's a Christmas beetle.
It's a Christmas beetle, and it flew into my cleavage. Out of all things, I had to dig it out of my boobs. I'm not even joking.
You made me cough. I laughed so hard.
The fact that I didn't just scream out of complete petrifiedness is the life of me. I can't believe I didn't just scream.
Listen, I've said we need to stream these podcasts, right?
I mean,
you guys missed out.
That was hilarious.
Did it look funny?
That
was hilarious. Your face.
I'm just flapping my hands going, something just flew into me. I thought it was a moth. Now I feel better knowing it was a Christmas beetle. I have
to tell you a story. I have to tell you a story just since you're on that topic. I was having a sexy encounter and we were filming and there was a moth in the room and I'm like, oh my god! And I ran away and it's in the bloopers. It's so funny.
Now you see, I'd pay to see that.
I mean, that's one video I want to see.
Exactly.
Send us all this.
It was so hilarious.
Send us all the gif of that. I'd love to see that. Also, when you guys are sexting, don't be telling your partner that a beetle just flew my cleavage. It's not sexy, guys.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, that kills the vibe.
Also, I mean, only Lola's cleavage is big enough for a bloody beetle to fly in and make itself home.
Yeah.
True story. Have you seen this girl's boobs? Oh my gosh.
Okay, anyway, before I start blushing, let's get back to sexting. So obviously flirting with your partner creates a sense of secure, and secure ambiance between the two of you, especially when maybe your partner is not around you, he's at work or she's at work. And you guys want to also reminiscing. This is another thing that I just thought of.
Yes.
Reminiscing about a previous.
Remember when? Yeah.
Remember when?
Can we do that again?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to start it.
That
right?
is very good.
I think it's always the initiating the topic, or initiating the deed of sexting that possibly has a lot of people, reserved when it comes to that. But
I think a lot of people struggle with the initiation of a conversation.
Exactly.
And not it doesn't, if you feel like your relationship is, I don't know, whether it's struggling or whether you've been too busy or you haven't had sex for long enough and you're like, I just really want to get down. There's nothing wrong with sending that initial message that just gets the conversation going. And, if you get shut down, don't be offended or despondent, or because just because you're in the mood doesn't mean the other person is, and also doesn't mean that, don't put pressure on the other person as well, because sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And, the other person could be in the middle of a board meeting with the directors and here you're going, hey baby, I'm kind of into it. And then the person goes, I can't talk right now. You need to understand, you need to initiate then see what the feel is, and then take it from there, because you can't always assume that everyone's on the same page all the time. People are busy.
Sure.
I like that, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because yes, it is sometimes very important to realize that your partner is not always going to be in the same mind frame or the same mindset as you necessarily are going to be, right? So in that case, don't get despondent. Try again. It's not the end of the world. You can always,
Be brave.
Exactly. Be brave. Be bold.
Yeah,
and try
be
it
brave.
again, right? So,
and another point is like, start it in the morning when your partner is leaving for work. Say, hey baby, I'm kind of horny right now. I know we don't have time to have sex, but I might be sending you some naughty messages later. Start it there.
Anticipation.
That's a good point.
Yes, anticipation.
And that's a good way of feeling out or sussing out your partner's vibe, right? Is your partner vibing with us right now? Being like, no, don't send me photos today. I'm going to be damn busy, right? Then okay, try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's a very good start to feel out.
And that way you don't feel that level of rejection, when you send the message, because you've already like prepared it. Or when you make him, or when he or she is like getting ready in the shower, go and be a little bit extra friendly when they're getting ready and be like, I like that.
Yeah.
So like start it already. If you're in for example, a monogamous relationship, and you've been struggling, whatever the case is, and you want to start the sexting conversation, start it in that way, so that so I do this thing, right? If I'm horny, I bend over, and my husband knows he cannot walk past me without tapping my ass. He knows.
I mean,
So
that is
if
super
I'm-
arousing and like
Exactly.
playful,
It's a simple playful gesture, but it means that we're going to take it to another level.
I like that. And also, like, a lot of people get worried or concerned that your message or your image, for that matter, won't be well received on the other end. And to avoid that, just make sure you suss out the vibe first. Guys, also, I'd like to mention, and this is very important, make sure that both you and your partner knows that your phone and your screen needs to be secure, right? So I see a message on the app, on Podbean this evening from Medusa78. Medusa78, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining.
Medusa says, send your partner a message just before they go into a meeting. Something simple. Just think of me under the table. I mean, that's a hot message, right?
That is a hot
I
message.
absolutely love that. Like, that's it. And it can go for either male or female.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you're a corporate female, sitting in a meeting and you're possibly leading the meeting and you've got your skirt on, I mean, what better way to imagine your partner underneath the table at that moment? Even if you wear skirts, right? Is that an arousing idea for you?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's hot, right?
Yes.
Imagine me parting your legs, slowly caressing your legs.
Ooh la la.
From your heels all the way up to your
Now
thighs.
we know who the sixth fairy is.
I mean, I'll just be spiteful and be like, I'm tying your shoes underneath the table. Let's see if you can get up from this shit, brother.
No. I like where you were going before.
Yes.
Go back to that.
That's a good image.
Yeah.
So if you've got stockings on,
Also,
I can
like
slowly
another
part
thing,
it.
there's also another thing, like if somebody is like sending you a message and going, ooh la la, blah, 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 and then you don't reply instantly, and they follow up the message with a question mark, that's needy as fuck, guys. Like, don't be doing that.
Don't do that.
People are busy.
Yes, I've had that.
People are
before.
busy.
I've had that.
So
before.
obviously, if you guys are going to
really,
send
like,
two
everybody
question
has a
marks,
life.
and it just goes on. Then it's like
Ugh.
block.
And then I go, I'm sorry, I have a life.
So if you guys are going to send a dick pic without introduction, okay, and or an unsolicited dick pic, and then following it up with a question mark, there's a reason, and you send another damn question mark, you're going to find your ass blocked.
Yeah.
Right, brother?
Blocked.
So stop your debauchery.
Even me.
Guys, make sure your screens are safe, and make sure that you've sussed out your partner's vibe before you start the sexting. Also, don't get despondent. So these are all the tips that we've picked up so far.
Yeah.
Start with flirting, embrace technology, don't shun technology. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Technology is here to stay, and it's only going to increase, right? It's gonna.
And get creative.
Get creative, yes. Let's talk about creativity, Holes. What would you envision to be a creative sexting session?
So like it could be I'm wearing no panties under my dress today. It could be as simple as that.
Yes.
It could be like, I'm taking off my belt and I'm thinking of whipping it out. Like get creative. Like say, oh, I just got out of the shower. I'm not wearing anything. Oops, sorry. I need to put some clothes on because you're chatting to me at a time that I'm naked. Whatever the moment is. Or, oh my gosh, you're turning me on so much that I want to go to the bathroom and stroke right now. Okay, baby, let me see.
That's it. And also ask those questions or initiate the next topic when it comes to before you share media, so that your media is obviously well received. So
and then also have fun with like mutual masturbation, like we mentioned earlier.
Yes, I think mutual masturbation is like the next best thing, especially for people that are in long distance relationships. Yeah. I mean, we got to be mindful of the fact that people meet and date on the internet without ever really meeting in real life. I mean, that's the realization and the reality of today's culture and society, right? It's absolutely a cornerstone of how we now live because of technology. So in those cases, I mean, you've got toys that have apps connected to it. You can log in remotely. You can give your partner access. You can give multiple partners access, but not that, obviously if you guys are in a monogamous relationship, stick to one partner. If you're not, then obviously multiple partners is going to be your go-to. We're not encouraging any non-monogamous people to engage in debauchery with monogamous couples. What were you going to say, Holmes?
I just need to point out, like, it's very important to get tested. Like, we had the FAMCA advert earlier, so if you're going to be getting involved, like today I bought tests from FAMCA and it's delivered the next day or the same day. FAMCA is amazing and their turnaround time's incredible, and it's really like on the spot testing. Please don't engage. Like, this is my personal feeling. Please don't engage with people or on a sexual level if you haven't been tested. It takes 15 minutes of your life pre-sexual encounter. Just do it. That's my 2 cents. I'm very much advocating for FAMCA and for its sexual testing.
Absolutely. Also, you guys will get the FAMCA advert when we finish the episode. We've played it a couple of times. Guys, go to their website, go and buy from them before you engage in any sexual activity. So obviously you're going to start your flirting, you're going to get your sexting on, and then when it comes to the real deal, guys, make sure that you both test yourself and your partner, not just your partner, right? I mean, testing goes both ways, and being safe and being being safe, sane and consensual goes both ways. And we always use those words when it comes to the COF, because that's something we practice largely. Yes. Safe, sane and consensual sexual positivity, right? It's very important. So we have taken this evening a little bit of a different approach when it comes to teaching a lesson. We don't really necessarily have an expert, but that's the thing, right? Who can be an expert when it comes to sexting? Nobody, because sexting is going to be, besides for Holly Valencia, because sexting is going to look different.
To everybody.
It's going to look different in everybody's relationship, in all different relationships. It's going to look different.
Can I interject a little bit? So I think sexting is also, you're referring to sexting only being in relationships, but you could be, for example, a guy who has a kink and wants to fulfill that kink by having a conversation with somebody, even though their orientation might be naughty on whatever level it is, but they identify as being straight. So if you know, like, you're a bi guy, or you have a foot fetish or whatever kink it is, those things can be addressed in a realm where it's comfortable, safe, and you can still be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to, I'm trying to find the right words, but I think it's important for people to understand that it's not just relationships that have their own kinks. It's singles as well. Like, I could be a person who identifies as being straight, but my orientation is bi, and I need to fulfill that orientation in some way, and that could be by sexting with a woman. And that's an option. So there's multiple facets to this. It's not just about monogamous relationships who are like, I haven't had sex in whatever period of time. Sorry, I did the voice. I haven't had sex in whatever period of time, so now I got to get it on. So let's do some sexting. No, there's singles out there as well who identify in the real world, shall we say, with I don't know a better way to explain it, in the real world as straight, but your orientation is bisexual, and you can't let that out because the real world in your mind or your space or your environment exactly would frown upon it. So like we've had people who are I just want to mention Taboo. Taboo magazine has had people who are for example in a medical field, and they can't go back to work on a Monday and go, hey bruh, I went to a swingers party, So there's that element of allowing people the space to be able to indulge in whatever it is. So it's not just couples, it's singles who are looking for an outlet as well.
It makes perfect sense. I love that, and I love that you mentioned that, because it is a realm that we still need to be mindful of and that we need to touch on. There is another, the third spin-off show coming from Lola's Lessons, and it's going to be for my rainbow people, and that's going to be
I love that.
Possibly airing in January. We're still working out the kinks, but that is still
I'm so excited for that one. You have no idea.
It's going to be a good time.
I'm so a rainbow person.
It's going to be a good time. Also, there's nobody more colourful than Holly Valencia. We know this. So this evening, lustful listeners, we spoke about sexting, and we touched on a couple of topics, a couple of pointers within the sexual sexting facets that you guys can use to enhance your intimate relationship, or use when you guys are single and just looking for an outlet. My guest this evening was beautiful Bella Bulls from Nexus, and we had a surprise little introduction there from Season's 1 co-host, Devilish Diva, dashing as always. I mean, two absolute gorgeous beauties. Broadcasting from Johannesburg this evening. Let's not forget my hottie co-host, Holly Valencia. Baby, thank you as always. You add so much.
Always.
Guys, I'm going to say good night.
We're wrapping up now.
I don't want to say good night.
Really?
I feel like we could talk for hours.
I had a question.
Well, okay, let's hear your question. Let's go to the question before I wrap up.
Okay, I had a question. You know how we say it in the lifestyle anyway, if you can't kiss, you know, before you actually get into swapping and whatever, you normally have a little bit of touching, playing, and most of us will say, if you can't kiss the person that you're now going to be playing with, they can't kiss, they can't shag. That's a saying that we have. If you can't kiss, if you're a bad kisser, you can't shag. I wonder if that's the same with sexting.
Oh my gosh, such a good question.
If you can't, if you crap at sexting,
are you going to be crap at
shagging?
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why.
I don't think so either.
I'll tell you why.
I don't think so.
So I never knew, right? But I've got a creative family and a creative, background when it comes to my family dynamic. Grandpa, grandma, all of them are super creative. I never knew I was creative up until I found my calling doing Lola's Lessons, right? Mm-hmm. So I've also got a very creative streak when it comes to writing. So I can write poetry, I started writing a memoir a couple of years ago. So when it comes to writing, I'm very creative with it, and I can write. I suppose that's why I think I'm pretty good at sexting as well. Because I've got that creative image creating.
That creative.
Yeah, that image creating brain. I know how to create a vision in somebody else's mind. And I think that's where sexting comes in. That's what makes you good or bad. I don't think you can necessarily, and that's the thing. If
correlate the two.
Yes. I think if you practice sexting within your intimate relationship, right, whether you're being monogamous or non-monogamous, single or in a relationship, it doesn't matter. If you embarking on a sexting journey or exploring sexting within your relationship, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I honestly don't think there's...
No, but that's true.
Can I add?
That's true for partners. But if you are sexting with a stranger leading up to, hopefully, from both sides, having a play session, if your sexting is not up to par, you might actually lose out on, oh God, no, I'm not even going to look at this oak.
I mean, yes,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I think, you know, when it comes to a situation, I have to add to this. So when it comes to a situation like that, I think that it's very important for you to understand that it's not just about the sexting. If I'm attracted to the person and the person's attracted to me, we're going to talk dirty anyway. You know, it's less about the actual sexting than it is about the experience, and also the meet and greet before, and how do you guys get on, and so sorry, I need to like impose this. I will never go straight to the bedroom with anyone. There always has to be a meet and greet first in a safe space.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if the chemistry is there, it doesn't have to be about the sexting. I don't want to sex with you for 5 days, a week, a month before we actually meet. No, fuck it. I want to like meet you today. Either we get on or we don't, and then we can talk dirty after that. Like, if I don't meet you within a week and you want to be sexting with me for the rest of your life, please, I don't have time. I've got Lola's lessons. I'm very busy.
Lola keeps her busy. Also, you got to keep in mind that there are different facets in the sense of some people are sapiosexual, where obviously a sapiosexual would be attracted to the mind, right? So somebody that's intelligent, somebody that has a little bit more than just looks. So a sapiosexual would be attracted to something, to somebody that can offer them intelligent conversation, intelligent, witty conversation. So I see now KB is typing on the app. KB is a sapio. Lola's a sapio too, guys. You got to have something in the ears for me to even pay any attention to.
If you've got my mind, you've got the rest of me.
Exactly. And then it automatically comes naturally.
Exactly. But let's meet, let's have a conversation. Like, let's not talk for a month on WhatsApp. Let's meet within a week or 2 weeks, you know, because if we're going to be sexting and I haven't met you and then you turn out to be like boring as fuck, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, love, I'm not going to want to have sex with you. That's why I have a thing. It's like, let's meet sooner rather than later. But that's in a non-monogamous relationship. That's in like another spectrum, right?
Yes.
Whereas today we were very much touching on monogamy and talking to your partner and what have you. But in a non-monogamous relationship, guys, let's meet, let's talk, like let's see each other face to face.
See if
because
there's chemistry.
I can sex for days and you will fall in love with me. I can guarantee it. But and I know you're gonna love me when you meet me, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel about you.
So that's the thing, right? And when it comes to chemistry especially, chemistry is equivalent to foreplay. I'm sorry. If there's no chemistry, there's no foreplay, like I'm not even interested. You can like pass on by, I won't even bat an eye. So yes, I think there's a lot of different facets when it comes to sexting. I think at the end of the day, yes, we touched on a lot of, like we focused a lot on a monogamous relationship. There's obviously a lot of non-monogamous relationships that use sexting. But I think the point in fact is, don't be scared of technology. Technology is taking over already, right? Whether we like it or whether we don't, there's nothing we can do about it. It's like the damn government, right? Fighting against it is going to be pissing in the water. So embrace it and use it to enhance.
Let's not get involved with politics, babe. Like,
let's
stop
not.
Politics.
Let's not.
By the way, I just want to do a shout out for Nick B. Thank you so much for entering the room. I love you. I know that like you're there for me. So fuck yeah. Thank you for being here, even though you entered at the last second.
And I know who Nick B is, but thank you for joining, Nick B. So guys, this evening we were broadcasting from the House of Nexus, or just Nexus, your lifestyle resort. The House of Nexus offers upmarket private suites for those intimate occasions where you are unable to host. Ooh, somebody's got a visitor. Bookings are always discreet, with our guests' privacy being of paramount importance to us. That would be not us, but I mean the people at Nexus, right? Situated in Midrand and open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rooms are charged at 400 Rand for the first 2 hours and 50 Rand per hour thereafter. We said it before, I'll say it again, that's a damn bargain. For bookings, contact the beautiful Bella Bowles on 064 656 2207 during office hours. Let's not forget to mention our endorsement site, the Council of Fantasy. The Council of Fantasy, COF, is a lifestyle-orientated community. Our social manager, Miss KB, Kinky Bunny, is one of the founders of the Council of Fantasy. The Council of Fantasy is a community catering for BDSM, lifestylers, and all and everybody that is somewhere in between. We host events for all spectrum in a safe, sane, and consensual way. There's a party tomorrow at Fetish Haven, guys. Don't miss it, because we've got the Consent Academy of America, one of their representatives, the beautiful Miss Kitten. She's already arrived in South Africa. In Joburg. She's from Cape Town. She's come all the way from Cape Town to give us a nice little workshop on consensual play and to focus very much on consent itself. Thereafter, we're going to have a fabulous party, and this fabulous party, guys, is going to be featuring at Fetish Haven. That is in Sandton. So if you guys don't have any plans for tomorrow, come and join us there. I hope a lot of the lustful lifestylers came to join Lola this evening at Nexus. And remember to join the Council of Fantasy on www.counciloffantasy.co.za. Thank you, lustful listeners. Last week we were trending once again. And when I checked the trends earlier this evening, we were trending at number 9 within the top 100 international trending podcasts. So guys, we're making waves, and we are so proud because we get to announce and we get to advocate for sex positivity. And there's nothing more than I would want for today's culture and for today's society than to be body positive and sex positive. What can be more beautiful?
I also think, like, in a South African context, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, yes, no, we are amazing, we are sex positive, we are. But I think there's a lot of, like, hidden behind different corners. So being able to have this podcast where people can listen to, and whether or not they engage, just makes it so powerful. Like, absolutely. People are here, they can, exactly, you guys can, you can write in, you can send messages, and we will look at them and we will air them. Like, you have a voice. Everybody has a voice. And Lola's Lessons has offered us that. And I'm so happy to be a part of this. I'm so proud. And thank you guys for being here tonight. You have no idea how much both Lola and I appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you all. Those are some beautiful words. I really appreciate
but
you.
Also, Lola, you are an amazing person. Like, people need to understand just how incredible you are. Like, everything you've gone through, everything you go through, all the work you put into this. There's no one who can thank you more than the listeners themselves and me. Like, thank you so much for being such an incredible human.
Holly, I love you already. You know, awesome. You don't need to be stroking my ego. I love you already, right?
I'm not stroking your ego. I want the listeners to know just how much you put into this and how much it takes out of you to do this and to create this platform where people can hear and listen. It's incredible, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful to be a part of this. So thank you, Lola. Really, I mean it. I'm not stroking your ego. I'm just making sure the listeners know how much you're appreciated.
Oh, Holes, thank you so much. Those words mean a lot to me. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, and I just figured out who Medusa is. Medusa is my red-headed friend from the CIF. Hello, Medusa. We love you, baby. Holly, now to get real for a minute, thank you very much. And thank you for being an astronomically amazing co-host. I really appreciate all the effort you put in. Look, we wouldn't be successful if it wasn't for the crew, you know, everybody that works behind the scenes on Lola's Lessons. From Kinky Bunny to Holly Valencia to all of my guests and all of the lustful listeners. Let's not forget, without the listeners, and I mean, we're sitting at 450 live listeners at the moment. If it wasn't for them, I mean, we wouldn't be as far and as successful as we are. I mean, we just passed Oprah Winfrey, guys. I mean, that's something Guys, Lola loves the lot of you. Yes, thank you for a wonderful episode. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of the season, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Get sexting.
Get sexting.
Love you guys. Get sexting. Good night.
Looking to test for STIs in the comfort of your own home? Look no further than Famca. Our test kits provide you with results in 15 minutes. Go to www.famca.co.za for safe, fast and discreet at-home STI test kits.
If
views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or are under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.